Space War, the greatest adventure. This is the story of an unknown planet and the story of Henry Tobin. Henry is the kind of person you'd never notice. He's a government accountant and he's married to a domineering woman. He's the type who would be. He's led a humdrum, boring existence, but under that patient, dull, browbeaten exterior lives another Henry, a sensitive, adventurous man, in dreams, that is. Strangely enough, Henry's dreams came true, and he found adventure on this strange planet.
Oh, if I could only break this circle of dullness my life has been and have some splendid adventure. A foolish dream for a middle-aged little man like me. This is exciting. This equipment. Only one thing it could be used for. A spaceship. This is the first exciting thing I've ever handled. The government must be building a spaceship.
Slyly, in his role as an accountant, Henry asked questions.
So, it's an atom-powered, experimental spaceship built to support human life in space and return gathering data. Golly, if I could only be on board. The first human being to go into deep space. What an adventure.
Secretly, as though it were a game, he planned what he would do if he really wanted to take that trip to the stars.
I'd find out where it was being built and go there pretending to need first-hand information for my work. They'd become accustomed to seeing me. Then I'd sneak aboard with concentrated food.
The careful mental planning of each little calculated step became an obsession with Henry.
You get home before dinner time, Henry. I don't care what work you have. Tonight's our night to play whist with the Clarks.
Yes, Martha. And I need the information for my work. Here's my identification.
Well, I guess it'll be all right.
He became a familiar figure at the hidden site and wasn't questioned when he appeared the night before the takeoff.
I have concentrated food in my briefcase. I'll wait until the proper time and...
As though it was one of his dreams, he did it, and there was a great wonder in his mind at this.
I'm doing it. I planned it all, but I never thought I'd do it. It was only a dream, a game, but now it's true.
And in the morning when the ship blasted off, Henry Tobin, Mr. Nobody, was inside. Yes, Henry left Earth, left his former life and everything he'd known and pathetically hated behind him.
I'm the first man to reach deep space. Me, Henry Tobin, living the greatest adventure of all.
For weeks the ship sped through the darkness of space. Then, when the time came for the ship to arc back and return, Henry met the strange planet.
That planet is pulling the ship toward it. Some kind of magnetic attraction.
And then, as the ship crashed onto the surface of the planet, Henry's adventure, more fantastic than his wildest dreams, began. The planet seemed to sigh and stir as Henry, miraculously unhurt, crawled from the wreckage.
Why, it's lovely, like a paradise. Guess now I'll have to spend the rest of my life here. But that's not bad. No more domineering wife, no monotonous life, no responsibility. I'll have to build a house right here on the stream. I wish it were built already.
And then the miracle happened. Before his startled gaze, a house appeared. Just the kind of house he'd always wished he had.
What? Well, what do you know? I just wished, and that's it. I wished. The planet granted my wish. I'll try again to check. I wish I had a big steak and potatoes and all the fixings. Yes, it does work. All I have to do is wish for anything I want, and the planet grants my wish.
And so Henry lived like a king, his every wish fulfilled. But there came a time when Henry grew lonely for the sound of another human voice, someone he could talk to, share with, boast to.
I know. That sweet girl I was in love with in high school. Sally. I'll wish for her just as she was then.
He wished, and it was granted. But Henry had forgotten that the years had passed for him. But, according to his wish, not for Sally.
Where am I? Everything is strange, suddenly changed. Are you my father?
I could wish myself her age, but then I wouldn't be contented here. I used to be ambitious when I was a youth.
And so he wished her away again. Time passed, and the loneliness became more intense.
I became so used to Martha over the years. I wish I could hear her voice again. In fact, I wish she were here.
Henry Tobin, where have you been? What place is this?
Martha, I'm so glad to see you. I'll explain everything.
Henry explained.
I don't believe it. Every wish granted? Oh, there are so many things I've always wanted.
You've always wanted a mink coat, a new car? Martha, go on, wish.
And so Martha went on a wishing spree, until there was nothing left to wish for.
But it isn't the same, Henry. Who knows we have everything? Just us. I can't show off. Besides, when all you have to do is wish for a thing, it seems to lose its value.
So they tired of all the luxuries, knowing they really had no value. And evenings they'd sit and talk of home.
Tonight we'd be going to dinner at the Sim.
Yes, Monday bowling with the fellows, Wednesday the neighbourhood movie.
Yes, all those things that had seemed monotonous and worthless before now seemed precious that they were lost. And there came a time when Henry said,
This is monotony too. I'm lonely for the nostalgic things. I'm going to wish us home and hope the planet will grant our wish.
So Henry made his wish.
I wish that we were home again.
And just before they disappeared, to himself he made another wish.
I wish that Martha changes, thinks of me as a fine man, respects me, remembers me as the man who had the greatest adventure of all.
The planet writhed. Terrible storms came. Huge beasts, monsters unheard of by man, smashed across the face of the planet. It was as though a great grief, a rage had come, and in its wake, the opposite to what was good for man. Then the storm passed, a soft rain fell. The planet was crying. It lies alone again, all sign of Henry's occupation gone. It had been lonely so long. It is lonely again. It had granted his every wish, yet he had gone back to Earth. Why? The planet wondered. Deserted, it cried, and it thought someday perhaps they will remember me, and all I save them and want to return. I will listen for that wish to return. I will watch and wait, wait, wait.